myself on government and the investment banks who took the absence of regulation to make crazy wild bets like we were in Vegas. Well, you know, as the commercial says, Wolf, you know, what happens in Vegas, keep it in Vegas, not on Main Street.
The Democratic presidential nominee, Barack Obama, he made this point at that debate Friday night. I'm going to play this clip and then we'll discuss. Listen to this.
The single thing that has strengthened Iran over the last several years has been the war in Iraq. Iraq was Iran's mortal enemy. That was cleared away.
Well, you know,
is Iran, the question is Iran stronger today than it was before the U.S. invasion that toppled Saddam Hussein?
Definitely, I think Iran is stronger today for two reasons. One, Iraq was the main counterbalance to Iran, and to the extent that Iraq has been weakened as a counterbalance, Iran is stronger. But Iran is stronger, I think, for a much even more important reason. Iraq is certainly part of it, but it's because of the price of oil. And the fact that suddenly the Iranian mullahs are sitting on mountains and growing mountains of money thanks to our energy policies and our energy consumption. And you're not going to have leverage on Iran until you take that pile of money down.
And then the best way to do that?
Well, the best way to do that, I think, is to have a green revolution in this country that focuses on spawning the renewable energy industries and technologies that will, in the long term, create alternatives to fossil fuels and weaken these petro-dictatorships so we get away from this policy we've been on in this country, which is no mullah left behind. That's our energy policy, no mullah left behind.
And that's one of the major theses in your new book, Hot, Flat, and Crowded. I'm going to read to you from a column you wrote on September 10th that was provocative. Here's what you said. He said, "Here's what I've been feeling for a while. Whoever slipped that Valium into Barack Obama's coffee needs to be found and arrested by the Democrats because Obama has gone from cool to cold. Somebody needs to tell Obama that if he wants the chance to calmly answer the phone at 3 a.m. in the White House, he is going to need to start slamming down some phones at 3 p.m. along the campaign trail." Go ahead and explain what you had in mind.
Well, I was really writing that, Wolf, in the wake of the Sarah Palin announcement as vice president, and she obviously was a very evocative and emotional speaker, able to rally her forces. And I was just arguing that if Obama, wants to win this election, he needs to maybe connect a little bit more on the gut level with
people. Did he do that at the debate?
He didn't do it for me, but I think he connected on a very intellectual level, and maybe that's what he was after, proving that he has the chops to be the commander-in-chief by being a very cool customer when he does answer the phone at 3 p.m. I hope people, his voters recognize that.
Here's what you wrote on September 14th about Senator McCain. "I respected McCain's willingness to support the troop surge in Iraq, even if it was going to cost him the Republican nomination. Now the same guy who would not sell his soul to win his party's nomination is ready to sell every piece of his soul to win the presidency." All right, those are pretty strong words. Explain.
Well, what I was reacting to is the fact that, McCain started this campaign as a Green candidate. He then threw away, I think, his most important credential when he came out in the summer calling for a lifting of the gasoline tax, which would have ended up people driving more and only driving up the price of gasoline. He's basically absented himself. He didn't vote in favor of any single renewable energy production investment tax credit, which are vital, I think, for the launching of our wind and solar industries. And then, lastly, he came out with this idiotic mantra of drill, baby, drill, at a time when the motto of the United States needs to be invent, baby, invent. And drill, baby, drill is just stupid. It's not that we don't need to drill. It's not that we don't need, some offshore oil, but it's not the pathway to the future. If we're talking about the future, we need to be giving birth to a 21st century industry, not breathing life into a 19th century industry.
Thomas Friedman is the New York Times columnist, the author of the new bestseller, Hot, Flat, and Crowded. Tom, thanks very much for coming in.
Great to be with you, Will.